Welcome to the Audience Converter Podcast, the podcast for converting your audience from strangers to loyal fans. We dive deep and discuss how entrepreneurs, consultants, and coaches can level up their business to help more people in the world. Now here's your host, the creator of the Audience Conversion Method, Kimberly Weitkamp.
Do you find yourself asking questions like, how do I tell if my marketing idea is good? Where should I really spend my time? I'm on a mission to change that. Let's turn how do I know if into I know this works and here's how I'm going to do it. Get your marketing done at Audience Conversion Live, happening June 29th through July 1. In this 3-day live workshop style event, you are going to create your landing page, gift, opt-in copy, and more. And finally, shutter the questions on how do I turn my marketing into profit? Figure out how to convert your audience from strangers into clients and to plan for profit from the beginning when you create your marketing at Audience Conversion Live. Check it out at theaudienceconverter.com/live. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Audience Converter Podcast for community leaders. I'm Kimberly Weitkamp, your host, conversion copywriter, and marketing strategist. And today we are talking about the very beginning first steps of the customer journey. And we're talking all about lead magnets. Now, you might have heard lead magnets called a variety of things, right? An ethical bribe, a lead magnet, your free gift, your freebie, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to talk about. Today, I want to dive in a little bit into the goal and the success metrics of your quote unquote freebies. Now, a lot of people kind of focus on the numbers, right? How many people did it bring in? How many people did it bring in? How many people signed up for this particular thing? And I think that that question needs to be a little bit more twofold, right? It's not just about how many people actually opted in to get your gift, especially if we're talking about your gift in terms of like a gift giveaway or a summit, right? Because what happens with a gift giveaway and with summits is this. A lot of people get a lot of leads in a short period of time. Now, that's really powerful for you. And it's really powerful for anyone who's signing up for those gifts because they're getting a lot of opportunity. But it can also be really overwhelming for people. And here's what I mean, right? If you think about this, you just opted in to get a gift, but you opted in to get 19 other people's gifts at the same time as well, right? What does that mean? Well, essentially, what happens is they're getting new emails from 19 brand new people. And if it's not handled the right way, if it's not an exact good fit, if it's just people saying, ooh, I think that applies to me, maybe I'll get it, then they're not actually going to use your gift. And then they're not actually a right fit for you. So what I want to talk about today is how to choose the right topic for your lead magnet. Now, I'm not talking, about how to choose the right type of lead magnet, right? Types of lead magnets are, you can have a video series, you can have a checklist, you have a guide, you have a mini course. There's all different kinds of ways for you to do an interactive quiz, maybe. There's all kinds of different lead magnets out there that are potential options for you. There's so many different ways that you can create this. What I really want to focus on, though, is making sure that you're making the right one. Right? Is it worth your time to figure out the tech and figure out the automations for somebody to answer a bunch of questions on a quiz and then receive a more personalized PDF download if it's not the right topic in the first place? What happens is we get so caught up in, ooh, this is the magic wand, right? This is the magical whatever, that we kind of forget that the copy, that the content, that the messaging that we're putting out in our lead magnets needs to really speak to our ideal audience. So if you're brand new to the show, just a quick reminder, your audience are the people that are already looking for your help. They just don't know your name yet. And your audience is also partially defined by you. You get to decide who are the best people to work with you, and you know who are the best fit. For example, let's say your focus is on productivity. Working with a CEO of a company that has over 100 employees is a very different type of productivity needed for a busy entrepreneurial mom who's working from home and only wants her business to be identified as a side hustle, right? Those are two very different situations. They're two very different types of busy people. Both of them are, without a doubt, very busy and could benefit from being more productive with their time. But the person, the way it works, the way your methodology is going to work for that particular person is going to be very different depending on who you're talking to. So you want to know who your audience is before you ever contemplate figuring out what lead magnet you're going to create. Now, when we talk about identifying the right topic for your lead magnet, you really have to know your audience. So once you know your audience, now you have to decide, okay, who am I talking to within that audience? And where are they on the stages of awareness? If you haven't heard it yet, go back to the stages of awareness segment. There are 5 episodes, 5 past episodes. I believe the first one is in the 90s. I'll have to go look. But go back, okay, to the stages of awareness. Remember, your gift, your freebie, your ethical bribe, whatever you want to call it, is most likely going to speak to people in 2 categories. Category number 1 is unaware. And unaware people don't know they have a problem, so they're not actually looking for solutions, so they're not a good fit for you. So category 1 is not people you're probably talking to. Category 2 and 3 are the people you're talking to. Category 2 are people who are problem aware. They are aware they have a problem, don't know what solutions are out there. And then category number 3, they are solution aware people, right? They're solution aware. They know that there are several solutions out there and they're comparing the solutions. Okay. So when you go to sit down and decide your topic, remind yourself, okay, who am I speaking with? Which audience am I talking to? Which audience member am I talking to? And once you have that figured out, then you're going to go to the next step of the audience conversion method, right? The audience conversion method is know your audience, know the ask, audit your stuff, give an answer, and take action. So audience obviously is who are you speaking with? The ask though is what are those top questions? So when you create a lead magnet, you are creating something that speaks to a top concern. And you want to be able to give that quick win, right? So oftentimes what people love to create for these lead magnets are things related to their solution, which may or may not be the right fit. For example, a gift that is for the top 5 foods to make keto your best diet plan ever, for example, right? Top 5 things people on a keto diet love eating. Well, there's a problem with that. If somebody is in the stage of, I just want to lose weight and I don't know how to do it, they're problem aware. If somebody is in the stage of, well, I've decided that the best method to lose weight is to change my diet, to change the way I eat, but I don't know what that means, it's still not a great fit for you. If somebody has decided that they are choosing keto and now they're looking for either a course, a meal plan, or a personal trainer that specializes in keto, that's what we call product aware, then absolutely. Those are the people that are going to benefit from a guide on 5 keto foods, right? But if they haven't determined that keto is the perfect fit for them, it's not going to speak to the right people. So I want you to go through and just look at the titles of any and all gifts that you are currently giving away, right? Any and all gifts that you are currently giving away. And I want you to look at those gifts and look at them from the perspective of, will this help somebody who's in a problem aware stage? Does this speak to their problem as opposed to the specifics of the solution and or product that you provide? And then you're going to take it a step further. Okay, is this speaking to problem aware or solution aware? And is it the right, for the right audience? Is it for everybody? Or do you use language? Do you use messaging? Do you use examples? Do you use an approach when talking about this particular gift that focuses on a specific type of person? And when you have that kind of checklist in your mind, go through all of the gifts that you have and look to see if they are fit. Are you speaking to the right people? When you use a gift, oftentimes it's to get in front of people who don't know who you are, right? These are people who know they have a problem, but they don't know who you are. And that's why they're going to download your gift. They're going to download your gift because they like the promise of what you're talking about. They like the idea of what you're going to provide within the gift. They don't know anything about you. And then it's your job afterwards to introduce them to you, to who you are, to who you help and who you serve and how you do it. Right? But with that gift, with that initial touch point, the really important thing to know is who is your audience and what stage of awareness are they at? And then decide the right topic. Okay. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that research. There's a lot of different steps you can go through to kind of determine this. And if you're in that process of, well, I'm not entirely sure, I think I know who my client is, but maybe I could, define it a little bit better. Maybe I could narrow it down some. I'd like to invite you to come to Audience Conversion Live. The event is happening soon. It's going to happen June 29th through July 1. And at this event, as part of the event, you do get access to a pre-event training, which is all about identifying and finding your ideal client and how to go about that and what that process looks like. But as part of the event, right, it's workshop style, which means you're actually going to not only choose the topic for your gift, you're going to write that gift. So then you can dive into, well, which method do I want to use? Do I want to create a video series? Do I want to create a guide? Do I want to create a checklist? Okay, you are going to write that gift. And not only are you going to write the gift, you're also going to write the landing page that the gift lives on so that you can speak to the exact right people. So you can have that conversation with your ideal people so that they know when they join and opt in and get this gift from you, they are the right fit for your world. And you know they're the right fit for your world too. So at Audience Conversion Live, we are going to dive into this process and make sure that not only are you choosing the right topics, you're actually going to get it written, and you're going to be planning for profit from the very beginning. So just to wrap up this idea about choosing the topic for your lead magnet, you really need to have something that is at the more beginning stages, right? It's tempting to, use your own language, to use your own jargon, to only speak to a specific subset. But what you really want to do with your gift is it needs to be wide enough that it's going to appeal to a wide portion of your audience. Now, remember, this is your audience, not whoever else is saying there is your audience, right? So it is definitely specifically for your ideal clients, your people. But it also needs to provide a quick win, right? So it has to be something short, simple, sweet, easy to digest, gives a quick win, but also is for the right topic. So, lead magnets, the best way is to speak to problem and solution aware people, know what stage of awareness they're at, know which audience members you're speaking with, and from that, you can choose the right topic to get started. So I would love to know what lead magnets you have, how you ranked and how you scored while going through your lead magnets. Did they all meet the criteria? Did they all pass the test? Or did you find a few that maybe are better fit for people who have already been a part of your community as opposed to strangers to your community? I'd love to hear about it. And you can always reach me at contact@theaudienceconverter.com. Remember to mention you're a podcast listener in the subject line so I know where you came from. And I would love to hear your status updates on your lead magnets. And of course, do check out theaudienceconverter.com/live to get more details about the live event. And come join us at Audience Conversion Live and get your lead magnet written, get it defined, get it designed, and figure out exactly how it's going to plug into the rest of your marketing strategy so that you are planning for profit from the very beginning and speaking only to your ideal clients. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Audience Converter podcast for community leaders. A lead magnet is one of the best ways to start getting people into your world and building a community. And don't forget to keep calm and check out Audience Conversion Live at theaudienceconverter.com/live. Until next time, keep calm and get your lead magnet figured out.
Thanks for listening to the Audience Converter podcast. For more information and important links about today's show or for access to our website, visit theaudienceconverter.com. Take a moment to rate and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.